and and here we are again, dude.
Welcome back.
Hell yeah,
Glad to
Rick.
be back.
What is up, dude? Wow, what a crazy couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured, the minute I had my little rant that we would start seeing some things come out of the woodwork, so I'm glad to see it. I hope it all.
And it, I I also thought we would see some things come out of the woodwork, but not this. For anybody that's not caught up, I had Rick from Enigma Trading on a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about this and that and whatnot, not whatnot, but like stuff, things, all kinds of it. One of the things happened to be that um, some of the guys that he's a distributor and some of the guys that he distributes shit to, were getting banned from TikTok. And, he said that, they were getting messages from TikTok employees saying, um, if you don't basically would get you back on if you sign with uh this over here happens to be under wraps a Fanatics product. So he says all that, and sure as shit, within days, it is a fact. Um, I make some reels, I start putting them out, I get breakers out of the woodwork telling me, dude, that shit happened to me. It bounces around and ends up on the desk of a Banner Legal, a law firm, and they confirmed it all. So fucking Rick, you were right, dude.
There's definitely allegations, how deep the rabbit hole goes, I guess we're all gonna find out in the weeks to come and here soon. But, yeah, I've known about this realistically since last summer, before last summer. And it was kind of something when you supply these breakers. Of course, you talk to the breakers and you talk to the different people in the community and you start hearing things. And then everyone believes or thinks that this stuff is conspiracy theories. It's like, oh, well, this breaker's just not doing good, or that breaker's this, or he's jealous of my success, or this or that. But the rabbit hole goes pretty deep. It's not just a matter of, what I classified or what I believe to be extortion. I think it's a lot deeper than that too. Are you freezing up?
You were. It'll
Can
catch
you hear me?
up.
Oh,
What would you
okay.
say?
I just said I believe the
Yeah,
rabbit hole goes
I
a
didn't
lot
catch it,
deeper
but
than just extortion.
yeah, so let's start this off by saying, at least from my end, this is all alleged, and I have no real contact with this initially until now. And I'm sure everything will get settled in court at one point or another, somehow, some way. The rabbit hole appears to be pretty deep. It appears to go all the way to freaking China, from what it looks like to me, because some of the screenshots I've seen, some of the recounts from not just the lawyers, but the amount of guys, people I've never had any contact with, card breakers, helmet breakers, jersey breakers. All of them seem to be TikTok related. I've seen screenshots that I did not see from the legal firm, and they are the same thing, with the same names, with saying, hey, I didn't do this. It wasn't us. It was the NFL, but I can get you back. All you got to do is just hop on this little sweetheart deal. Those boxes that you're running over there from XYZ Breaks can't do that. But if they got this Fanatics logo on it, you're good to go, and your account's back in good standing, and everything's just fine. That's fucking insanity.
Well, I think as this kind of plays out, we'll start to see more and more and more. And it wasn't just, I use the term a hostile takeover. I believe it was a hostile takeover. I believe what they did was criminal. I believe that, some of these breakers have done some things that were criminal because they would have known, right? I mean, some of them didn't, and I'm not saying good or bad. I'm not going to bring up any names, but some of these guys knew that the traffic, it gets worse than that, right? It's not just, hey, you can't break Enigma boxes, or you can't break TRA boxes, or you can't break 216 or whoever else, right? You can't break their products, but if you don't break Fanatics, then we'll ban your account. But if you do break Fanatics, we will funnel the traffic to your channel. That's not fair use. That's not fair trade. That's stealing from all of these small breakers. And that's the problem that I had. When you look at some of these breakers, it's like if you know that number one, you had to, and I use the term sell your soul to the devil, sign a deal with the devil to provide for your family, if you will. Cool, I get that. I understand it. I understand taking a bad deal in order to, your livelihood's at stake. But what I don't understand is when you know that your traffic increases, you don't have to pay for marketing anymore. You're getting this sweetheart deal, as you said. You're taking that right out of the pockets of every single small breaker who got onto this app of TikTok and agreed to the terms and conditionings that they would have a fair market to be able to sell their products, and it wasn't. It wasn't a fair market for us. It wasn't a fair market for anybody because TikTok directly and this is all alleged, right? I mean, I don't know any of this for sure, and I'm not even a part of this lawsuit or anything that's going on. So I don't stand to benefit. I didn't stand to benefit from the first interview, and I don't stand to benefit from this one, at least monetarily, but I do stand to benefit. And I hope that people watch these and they understand that, you know, you're supporting a company that is stealing from small breakers. You're supporting a company that is closing down small mom and pop shops. You're supporting a company that I honestly believe, and I think we'll find out that not only was it, extortion, but it's going to be racketeering. I think this thing gets a lot bigger. I think there was, meetings behind closed doors that took place between not only just TikTok and Fanatics, but the NFL and, look, just Google Silver Lake, right? All of this is public information. So, once I seen, is it Banner Legal, Banner Law Firm? Once I
Mhm.
seen your interview with them and we talked about it, you just go to Google and you start looking, just follow the money. That's what that guy said,
Yep.
follow the money. It's like, okay, well, who bought TikTok? Why is TikTok in the United States, right? It was forced to be in the United States. Who bought TikTok? Okay, Silver Lake owns 15.9%. Who is this guy? Or who is this firm? So you start looking up Silver Lake. Well, they're the ones that bailed Fanatics out in 2015 with all the Facebook shit and all the stuff that was going on then, right? So they've been in bed together this whole time. Now they own TikTok. Now the traffic is being funneled to Fanatics. Now you've got TikTok representatives and TikTok, managers sending you directly to Fanatics and telling you if you want to break memorabilia, you have to sign Fanatics exclusive products. Like this is criminal. And I think it's criminal all the way down the level. I believe that there's breakers that knew this was going on. I believe that um yeah, man, it's big. And I
Yeah,
what do you do?
a couple things on that. I couldn't agree more. Especially when you hit on the head. Like, let's say we're both breakers. We know each other. We even maybe do deals and have a partnership, have a friendly relationship. The same situation happens. I mean, this is all a hypothetical, what if kind of thing. We're both approached. I take the deal. You don't. I don't say shit to you. I just fuck you over so hard, and I know that, and that's fucking gross. And then on top of that, what pisses me off, I don't know why I'm surprised, but I am. I truly am. All of the influencers or people with voices that I know, I fucking sent it to them. All the ones that I've heard of, I fucking sent it to them. Two, maybe three bigger ones. A couple smaller ones, smaller like me, and fucking, I love them for that. But of the bigger ones, nobody's really touching it. You had Beyond Wednesdays, who are primarily comic books, which things I pulled up. I'll just show a couple of them real quick. But like some of these comments, whoever Flint Jet is, and this is so false. So he says that, and then this other individual says it's true. He's saying what everyone else is saying. But the response after is what got me. He says, better than selling forged autograph helmets. That's not really what was happening. Um, any idea why a comment like that would even be like, is it just that's what we think's going on? Or, just
I mean, I
could
don't
this potential, I mean, like, why would he say that?
so I'm not really sure who those guys are. I know the KBC account, but the other account I have no clue who that is. I guess my assumption here would be that, when the industry started talking about all of the fakes, and then there was the big, suicide, or the multi-million dollar things that happened with all the fraudulence and the fakes and the auto pins and things like that. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about, but I mean that doesn't have anything to do with any of this. So I mean the comments just kind of
Yeah,
out
stupid.
of plate.
Yeah,
Will yeah,
I
it
I guess
Yeah, I don't
there
see. I mean,
there were
unless his unless he's accusing Enigma or myself of selling forged helmets, which has never happened. Patrick Mahomes was one of the biggest forged, I guess, out there, and Tom Brady and Derek Jeter and a few others. But I've never sold any fraudulent signatures at all. All of our product, that was why our product was the cost of the product, is because we work directly with wholesalers who have those athletes cuts that they work directly with those athletes agents in order to get those signatures. So that's where we were buying our helmets.
right.
If anything's fraudulent, it's everything that's running through the secondary market.
Is that brings up another question. I don't know if you can help me understand, at least from Banner Legal's claims, that the NFL, though, would own, let's say, a Saints logo, they
Uh-huh.
do not own the rights to those helmets. Can
Well,
you
yeah.
shed some light
So
on why would
Yeah. Okay. So the helmet manufacturer is Riddell, right? You have two major manufacturers that supply the NFL for helmets, and that's Riddell and Cerator Sports. Cerator Sports owns Schutt and Vices. So those are your two major players in the NFL industry. Well, what Riddell does is Riddell gives, from my understanding, don't quote me on this, from my understanding, Riddell gives all helmets and everything to do with safety measures to the NFL for free in order to have the IP rights from the NFL. And if you Google this, and anybody who's watching this, just pause the video and jump over there and Google and say, who owns the IP rights to the NFL helmets? And it will come up and it will say Riddell does. Riddell owns the rights to the helmets, and Riddell owns it through 2030, which means that all of these people that actually did get letters or did get, TikTok pushed into Ethan or TikTok pushed into Fanatics or whoever it may have been, first and foremost, Fanatics never had the right, or the NFL never had the right, to come in and shut you down anyways. So
right?
that's against the law, right? We're not just talking about a civil matter here. We are talking about a criminal matter where I truly believe that some people will go to prison over this. It is not just a civil matter. This is not just an antitrust law, or an antitrust violation, which is, X amount of dollar max lawsuit, blah, blah, blah. This is where Panini fucked up, in my opinion, is because, antitrust law, that you might win that, but it's only a $10 million lawsuit. You're trying to get billions from Fanatics. So
Right.
I mean, fucked up anyways. But this is a mass tort lawsuit, so it's not just that. I think it's going to be criminal too, and I think we'll see that in the weeks to come.
Yeah, that oh man, this is crazy, and it's wild for me. It's just, it everybody's like, dude, how did you get hooked up like this? And I'm like, I'm just, you know, I'm doing a weekly Wreck It Rick, interview, and it it just fucking it just spiraled, man. It's crazy, man. I mean, it's a lot fast. All of a sudden I find myself talking to lawyers. Ivan Google's this situation, and now my name, it says One of One Designs is
Yeah.
suing Fanatics, and I'm like, what the fuck ever? Like, no, this is great. Listen, I'm just a dude talking to a dude about some dudes. Like, come on, give
That's
me a
it.
break.
Like I said, I
It's
don't
crazy.
stand for benefit legally from any of this. I don't, or monetarily from any of this. I put my reputation or my business on the line. You can see in these comments, and you'll see in these comments. There's people that are upset with me. There's people that are mad that I brought this
Yeah.
up. There's people that believe it's false information. There's people that, So trust me. There's no gain in this for me. The gain is, hopefully at some point we can get enough people, like you said, just in the Facebook community, to push Fanatics out. Fanatics doesn't deserve to have a mystery product in this industry. Their product is absolutely trash. TikTok's management system was wrong. They messed up and did some illegal shit. And you know, they'll probably throttle or attempt to stop or whatever any of this stuff. And the minute that any of this stuff gets taken off of TikTok, I'll sue their fucking asses too, because I have freedom of speech. I have the right to say all of these things. I have my right to, when you have your right to free press. So, um, let's hope we don't get to that point either.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, I appreciate it, man. I'll be in touch with you.